Hi, I'm Logan Miller, and welcome to the premiere episode of Audiophoria. Today we're here with Robby Overfield. How are you today, Robbie?
Good, how are you?
Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'd like to start off with asking you a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what inspired you to start playing music.
Okay. Well, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and my whole family's out from in that area. And Detroit was known for a big Motown scene. So I got into Motown and kind of soul and some of those Philly soul, Detroit soul, Chicago soul musicians pretty early on in my life. My father was and still is a drummer, and so I kind of grew up with a musical background and influence. So between the city's influence and my father's influence, I got a lot of Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, The Temptations, Marvin Gaye. Those were in my everyday curriculum, and that's kind of where I started getting my inspiration for music. And then obviously, kind of watching the hustle and bustle of the city in Detroit, its ups and downs through the last 20 years. So that's kind of where I got my inspiration too, is a combination of that.
Sure. Well, you play guitar and also sing. Which started first?
The singing started first. I started singing at an early age. My dad had me singing from the get-go. He would say, we'd be driving and going on road trips or driving in the car, and he'd put in a song, a cassette at that time, and he'd be listening to it, and all of a sudden I'd be in the back seat, singing a harmony or kind of like picking stuff out, and he noticed it and kind of noticed that I had a little knack for singing and enjoyed it. So he never pushed me on it, but always encouraged me to express myself, and I'd go and do that, and that's really what came first. And then as I started singing, I realized that maybe I needed something to kind of help support it. It's hard for a vocalist to support himself without something around it. So rather than having to rely on the rhythm or be constrained to what others would provide me, I wanted to provide it for myself. So that's where that came into play.
Sure. So what would you say is your main influence for writing your songs?
Main influence for writing my songs? I'd have to say myself, really. A lot of the stuff that I write has to do with personal experience, and then it gets put into a generalized context, so it's not so much about my specific encounter, but something that can be generalized so other people might be able to grab onto it and say, I've been there, or I've been through something like that, or I've felt that before, or I've asked that question. And so I tried to start to generalize some of these specific things that have happened to me in my life, or happened to other people that I've been around in my environment. So a lot of the inspiration for the songs just came from my everyday ups and downs, really.
So would you say, is there a methodical writing process to your individual songs, or do they kind of flow, so to speak?
Well, they definitely flow, so to speak, but sometimes it starts with the guitar, sometimes it starts with a thought or a line, or maybe something that you heard from someone else. So they all start with an idea. They start with this overarching theme, if you will, this 50,000-foot view, and then you start to kind of pinpoint the details in and move the song in a direction depending on how you want people to feel or what kind of emotion you want to provoke out of yourself or your audience. So there is a lot of methodology behind that, trying to get things to hit and trying to find certain spots or certain parts of songs that people can connect with. Sure. But I try not to do that too much because I still want them to mean a lot to me. So I don't want them to lose kind of that personalization and that intimacy that I have with the song.
Right. Has your music changed and evolved since you've moved to Durango?
Yeah, it's changed. I mean, it's night and day. I mean, when I came here 8 years ago, I was thinking about different stuff. I had different goals, a little bit different core values and morals in mind. So as those things change, the music changes and your ear changes, and the things that moved me and would drive me every day changed. So I think that stuff all came out in the music, and what started as telling stories became a little more rhythmic, became a little more melodic, became a little more obscure, and then became storytelling again. So it kind of went in this loop where you fill the jar up so much and so full, and it overflows. You realize you got to empty some out to make it kind of fit again. And so I've noticed the music's done that too. Lately, I've been kind of going back to some of the earlier roots of why I got into playing music. Over the years, other influences get involved that maybe make you write differently. Sure. And I'm trying to strip that down and get back to why I do what I do. And it's been fun to follow that process. So even now it's changing from what it was yesterday.
Sure. Some have said your music style is kind of a soulful blues with kind of a hint of pop. Would you say that's kind of an accurate description, or how would you describe your genre or style of music that you play?
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's definitely a lot of soul influence in there. There's a lot of blues. There's a lot of R&B, which I think is a big distinction between soul and blues. I think it's a little more, I think it follows a jazz a little bit more. So lots of times we'll try to add certain obscurities or certain things into songs that will hint at some of those R&B progressions. And it's funny you mentioned pop, because I do notice a hint of pop in there, because lots of times what pop songs are intended to do are to drive something home, or to get people to think about something so they don't have to think about it for themselves. You get something to kind of hook and catch, and I've noticed it's done that, and I don't know if that was its intent originally or not, but I'm kind of glad it fell in there, and I think a lot of my influences had pop culture involved, and I think that's good from a market standpoint, and yeah, I think it all fits really well.
Well, looking into the future, where do you see yourself in the near future with your music?
Well, right now we're working on the second album. That's going to be called Testify. It's going to be a full album, and it's going to be with the band. And I am also working on, and this is fairly new, a solo CD as well. Just because there's two different sides, and it's so hard to try to encapsulate who I am as a musician through one avenue. It's been really difficult, because I like to be multifaceted and multidimensional, especially when it comes to music, to keep it new, keep it creative. So I got a couple projects right now. I'm playing with a couple other people in general, and just kind of branching out, which has been fun. So you may see me working with other groups and having little startups here and there and other side projects, and that's something I've been really into doing. But definitely look for 2 more albums in the near future. Don't know if I'm going to put them together or not, but just to try to show the new sides, and just keep pushing it. We're expanding our market, myself as an artist and with the band, and we're trying to move our region out and to be heard, and that's definitely something that's not easy, but we're excited to give it a shot, and it's been a lot of hard work, so no reason to stop now.
Sure. Well, where can we find your work for purchase?
The work for purchase, you can find it on, you can go to the local CD shops here in town and purchase the breaks, Katzen Music Studios, Southwest Sound. You can go to iTunes, you can go to CD Baby, you can go to Spotify. I don't know, there's so many in the digital world, Last FM. You Google it, and there's a lot of different ways. The digital world's kind of taken everything by storm. You can go to the website, robbyoverfield.com, and you can order it from there, and it'll get shipped out to you. So there's a couple different ways, and that way people can, if they want it personalized or something, we give those opportunities too. So there's a lot of different ways to get the music, and for me, I don't really care how anyone gets it. I just am really appreciative that they're going to take a listen. Even if it's going to YouTube, we put stuff on YouTube for people to listen to, just so they can listen to a song or something. I want people to hear it, and I want people to give me feedback on it. That's what I really appreciate. Any kind of feedback. So, yeah, it's out there and it's available, and I hope people keep taking a look.
Thanks for being with us today, Robbie.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to the premiere episode of Audiophoria. Stay tuned for some live music from Robby Overfield.
First National Bank of Durango, committed to our community since 1882, where our friendly bankers help you achieve your financial goals.
We put you first!
Stop by one of our 5 locations or visit us online at fnbdurango.com.
One of the things that we promise every guest at Durango Motor Company is one low price, plain and simple, always.
They can just come in, select the vehicle that they want, and already know the price up front.
Our salespeople here at Durango Motor Company are not paid on commission. Our guys and gals are actually paid on guest satisfaction.
So it doesn't matter if you're purchasing a car that's $4,000 or $70,000, their main interest is finding the car that's right for you.
Durango Party Rental is the source in the Four Corners for weddings and special events. We offer the largest and highest quality selection of tents and events equipment in the area. Our full-service professional event consultants can provide the care and attention to detail that result in a flawless event, so you can relax knowing you are in good hands. Be sure to check out our incredible private event venue at La Platte Spawn. Give us a call or visit our website to see how we can help you put it all together perfectly.
Welcome back to Audiophoria. I'm your host, Logan Miller. We've already had a chance to catch up with Robby Overfield on his background. Now it's time to hear him play. Check it out.
You weary feet of mine, just keep moving the direction that you're supposed to. Never meant the lies that anybody told you, 'cause your age is hard to hide. You keep growing up faster than you like to. Guess Father Time and never really liked you. You try to slow the process down and just turn some of your luck around. Nothing seems to work. No one told you getting older hurts. But every day you wake up and the sun still rises. Get your shoes on tight, don't let the grind bring you down. Baby. With your big blue bubbly eyes, did anybody tell you it's okay to cry, cry, cry? You gotta let some steam out. They're the windows of your life. No one said you had to go and close the curtains, open up those eyes, let the world see that you're perfect. You try to slow the process down and just turn some of your luck around. Nothing seems to work, yeah. No one told you getting older hurt, babe. But every day you wake up and the sun still rises. Get your shoes on tight, don't let the old grind bring you down. Try to slow the process down and just turn some of your luck around. Nothing seems to work. I told you getting older hurt. By every day you wake up and the sun still rises. Get your shoes on tight, don't let the old. Every day you wake up and the sun still rises. Get your shoes on tight. Every day you wake up and the sun still rises. Get your shoes on tight. Don't let the old grind bring you. Bring it down.
Who knew that I would be helping people into a cycling lifestyle for 34 years? And during that 34 years, things have changed a lot.
Working on toys, basically. Toys for adults, toys for kids, things that make people happy, keep people healthy.
You know, that's a real nice thing about this shop. Developing those relationships with our customers is really a plus here. I've made a lot of real good friends.
It's time for rejuvenation with luxurious healing waters, breathtaking views, and lavish spa treatments at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs. Stay at the new EcoLux Hotel and enjoy 24-hour access to our 23 unique pools by the river. Indoors, relax in the hotel and enjoy therapeutic services at the spa. It's time for rejuvenation at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs.
This is the story of a company that has its roots in Southwest Colorado. A story about two college friends who founded a local business, of their families and the families of their staff, and of generations to come. It's about the concerns we hold, the passions we share, and the bonds that unite us. We are the Wells Group, and for 3 decades, we've been proud to be a part of the Southwest Colorado community.
Days are short and your nights are long. Another lost conversation in your microphone. Words don't tend to fall on lips these days. And even if they did, it wouldn't resonate. 'Cause after all the smoke's engine, interest levels been so fair. She's sleeping with her close headphones. Wondering how you got back home. So you don't know. Just swear to God, it's gonna hurt when you come back down, baby. You don't know. Just swear to God, I could tell by your eyes you've been telling lies. I could tell by your eyes you've been telling. And your days are short, man, your shorter days. And your microphone has something else to say. Words don't tend to fall on easy days. Even if the did, it wouldn't resonate. And after all the smoke's engine, your interest level's been so thin. And you're sleeping with their clothes, don't even know how they got back home. Wondered if they take things slow. So you don't know. Just swear to God, it's gonna hurt when you come back down. It's gonna hurt when you hit the ground. You don't know, baby. Just swear to God, I can tell by your eyes you've been telling lies. I can tell. Days are short, yeah, yeah. And your nights are long, and the lost one, like the microphone, and after all, smoke's engine, your intellect. And so thin, sleeping with that clothes. Wondered how they got back home. Wondered how they got back home. Wondered how they got back home. I had a late night meeting with a woman named Heaven. Heaven didn't show up last night. And if I had a nickel for every time this happened, I'd say that I wouldn't have to go to work for the rest of my life. She tried to sell me 6 feet of dirt in a cheap grave. Some I didn't appreciate. The very next time I see him, gonna send her a message. Tell her, devil, you exactly what I said you wait. Na, 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 na. And the very next day I took a walk with a woman named the Devil. You can bet she was right on time, right on time, right on time. And she told me that she made me a deal that only she could offer. And the bonnet was gonna cost me the rest of my life. She stood me up like a pretty cheap day. And it's something that I didn't appreciate. The devil's in the details, and I'm gonna suggest that you listen. Tell them, devil, you exactly what I said you wait. On the very next day, took a walk with a woman named Pash. She was sweeter than a Georgia bee. Long came heaven and a friend of devil. of the weekend to catastrophe. Took them both through the river and I told them not listen. I don't need no hell or no pearly gates. And don't try to tell me this thing's gonna be different. Till I'm dead for you exactly what I said you ain't. Yeah, I think you exactly what I said you ain't. Can't bother you exactly what I said you ain't. What I said you ain't. Said you ain't.
You can watch Audiophoria anytime on DurangoTV.com. You can purchase Robby Overfield's CD, The Breaks, locally at Southwest Sound in Durango.